Hi there, this is my random recipes. I'm Lisa. Welcome to my channel. Today is the end of the road for Aunt Lois's recipe collection. Well, at least for the cookies. Today's recipe is called Aunt Lois's Wheaties cookie. This looks like a very simple, very basic recipe. It looks like it will go together very quickly and very easily. The only thing out of ordinary in this recipe is the fact that they have Wheaties in them. I suppose the Wheaties will add some crispiness to the cookies. Wheaties are not a brand of cereal I would normally eat. I honestly can't remember the last time I bought a box of Wheaties. I think my parents used to buy Wheaties on occasion while I was growing up, but I don't remember them being the box that I would normally grab for. The only time I would willingly and knowingly eat Wheaties was when I would go out to eat at a Mexican restaurant and they would have deep fried ice cream on their dessert menu. The restaurant would coat scoops of ice cream in Wheaties before they would deep fry them. In that application, I thought they were good. Beyond that, they're just not my go-to brand. I guess today we're going to find out if Wheaties are any good in cookies. I can guarantee I have never made these cookies before. I honestly don't think I've ever knowingly eaten these cookies before. And there's only one way to find out if they're actually any good. Let's make some cookies. I got my big bowl today again. Let's turn this down so you get to see what I'm doing. Here's the big bowl. We're starting off with a cup of shortening. And then 1 cup of brown sugar. This recipe says just to kind of combine all of the ingredients, and I'm going to do that, but I think I'll do them in the traditional method of creaming the sugar and the shortening together. I'm going to get a spoon going. That's pretty good. So we're going to add 2 eggs. And we'll finish creaming these together. I have a feeling this recipe is going to make a pretty good sized batch. A lot of stuff that goes into this. It's looking pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to set that aside and we'll come back to that in just a moment. So we are going to do our dry ingredients. This is 2 cups of flour. To that we're going to add a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a half a teaspoon of salt. Give that a nice little stir. And then we're going to combine our flour with our wet ingredients. I'll do a little bit at a time. I think I'm going to break down and go with the hands. I think we'll put the rest of that in. Now I'm going to combine this thoroughly. It has a nice feel to it. It's nice and smooth. But so far it's pretty normal. Nothing out of the ordinary at this point. That looks pretty good. This is a half teaspoon of vanilla. And 2 cups of Wheaties. In they go. These go in last so they don't get completely mashed. We want them kind of to have some of their integrity. That has come together pretty well. I'm going to get my baking sheets and tidy up a bit, and then we'll portion this out. My cookie sheets. The oven is already preheating. It's preheating to 375. And we're going to start portioning out some cookies. I have no idea how many this is going to make. I have my first tray all filled. I did get 30. I don't know if I'm going to get 30 on the next tray or not, but my oven is preheated to 375. They're supposed to bake for 8 to 10 minutes. I'll put these in the oven. I'll start portioning out that tray, and I'll be back in a little bit. All right, so my first batch is going to be done here in a moment or two. I'll show you that I portioned out a second tray. So these are my second batch. There are 30 here and there's 30 in the oven, so we did get 60. I will be back when the cookies are done. See you in a bit. I am back and all the cookies are done. I left batch number 2 on their tray. I wanted you to see how they kind of all melted together. I'll turn this down so you get to see. As you can see, they just kind of melted all together. You can see the the Wheaties right there. These are just a little bit lighter colored, so I think I like the little bit more golden brown. Let me get a plate set out. They do break apart nicely, but yeah, they did kind of turn into one big cookie. This is batch number 1. This is batch number 2. I have a glass of milk. So 1 cookie from each batch. Turn this up. And we'll do our sample. Batch number 1, I'm going to try it without the milk first. It's kind of chewy. Messy brown on the bottom. And feel the coconut in there. Sweet with milk. There's a little bit of a caramely kind of texture to them. I think that's from the brown sugar. I'll try it with the second one. A little bit crispier. I like that. And I'll try it with the milk. That's good. There's definitely a chewiness to them. I'm not really picking up on the cereal flakes all that much. They're there, but they're not really distinguishable. I can see little bits of them. I really did kind of have high hopes for these cookies. I like crispiness in my cookies. I was hoping with the Wheaties that they would be nice and crisp. We are saying goodbye to Aunt Lois for now. This is the end of her cookie recipes. For the most part, they've been pretty good. Don't worry, she will be back, just not during the cookies. I do genealogy, so I'm kind of the historian for my family. There were 2 Aunt Loises in my family, and I wanted to make sure I knew which one's collection I was using. This is Aunt Lois's recipe collection. Some of them are handwritten. A lot of them are magazine clippings, newspaper clippings. That one's blank, but there's 3x5 cards. She's taped them in here. She's put little notes in the margins. She put a lot of time, a lot of love into this. I believe as long as someone remembers a person, they're never really completely gone. Now, Aunt Lois has been immortalized through her recipes on YouTube. Aunt Lois was my grandpa's oldest sister. Her full name was Lois Medora Smith Carlson. She was born on July 6, 1895. And today is July 5th, so tomorrow would have been her birthday. Happy birthday, Aunt Lois. She was born in Helena, Montana. She was the oldest of 5 children. She had 2 children of her own. She was married more than once. If I remember the story correctly, her last husband was a merchant marine. I do believe I met her once or twice as a child. And if I remember correctly, her living room was full of elephants of all kinds and shapes and sizes. Apparently her husband would bring her home elephants from his travels. She passed away on December 3rd, 1971. She was 76 years old. Thank you, Aunt Lois, for your recipe collection. We will visit Aunt Lois again in another recipe series. As for my next recipe, I have no idea where I got it. We will be going in a completely different direction. Come back next time to see. I'll include the ingredients and the preparation for Aunt Lois's Wheaties cookies in the description below. If you have any questions or other feedback for me, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I really do love hearing from you. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. Thank you for coming along with me on my adventure as I explore the great big wide world of cookies. See you next time. Bye.